And came a long way. Pray to God these dollars in my pocket never go away. I can't relate. Cause all of y'all be acting fake. Really y'all just in the way. Ain't no debate. Like what I say, let me be great. Let me be great. Let me be great. Yeah, let me be great. Let's get right to it. I was down bag it low. Bruh said he had to play, let's do it. Buy a little something for the low. Then I said the price high, then move it. Never give up, lose hope. Always think I can do it. Got lit, get more. Young nigga gon' run right through it. What you wanna back to me for? What you think I'm doing it for? Yeah, I know it ain't you anymore. Some brand new right on my side, I done got through it before. Better not come around wasting time, feeling way too important. Riding in my whip, got the gift in this 40 stash, trying to make a shift. Plead the fifth, I got plenty cash, problems I don't want. Never stunt, they gon' make you crash. Everything I want, I can get, gotta make it last. I done came a long way. Pray to God these dollars in my pocket never go away. I can't relate. Cause all of y'all be acting fake. Really y'all just in the way. Ain't no debate. Like what I say, let me be great. Let me be great. Let me be great. Yeah, let me be great. Sliding through the city, blacked out my eyes on the low. Can't lie, her thighs looking pretty. Can't lie, I'm shining on these hoes. Can't lie, I'm worried about tomorrow. That's why I'm grinding all alone. They say the bigger that you get, the harder you fall down below. Go hard, no time for the resting. Get done, she say she at the Westin. Don't know if I'd rather get to sleep or sleep with her, that's interesting. Yeah, I gotta keep focused as I'm getting closer. All of these distractions in the way. Yeah, I make a little room for temptation, but I stick to the path, never stray. Floss. I done came a long way. Pray to God these dollars in my pocket never go away. I can't relate. Cause all of y'all be acting fake. Really y'all just in the way. Ain't no debate. Like what I say, let me be great. Let me be great. Let me be great. Yeah.
Now, first of all, I do want to let y'all know that for the next couple of episodes forward, and eventually, and I get it, but I'm not stopping for sure. You know, no man, no woman is meant to be alone at all. Period. I'm not gonna come on her and try to, cap or anything like that, saying that all men think this way.
Well, I have a question and a statement for you. First of all, sir, I forgot the statement, but my question is so you've never loved two women before at the same time?
No. Not my whole entire life. No, I never cheated a day before my life.
I ain't asking about cheating. I'm just saying, just in the dating phase. Okay, I remember my statement now.
He's online. He gotta say that.
I remember my statement now. I'm gonna let him come. I'm gonna let him live. I think I remember my statement. What was it? I forgot again. Damn it. Go ahead.
Sometimes the stuff that comes out of your head, it's not beneficial at all. You do realize that this whole scenario that you're mentioning about, you do realize that it is just about impossible. It's more like a unicorn fairy tale, like say for example, where my one daughter's telling me a fairy tale story that it sounds great. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it just doesn't exist. Many modern day women, they'll literally throw out their accolades and stuff as well. They'll throw out their accolades saying, well, I have this, I have that. What do you have? I done went to school. I done got a bachelor's degree. I done got a master's degree. I done got all these different things. What do you have? Oh, that's a 9-to-5 job? Child. I have to be like real strategic with my networking now. I have to like really just sit down and just really just vet people.
And just for a record, this is what we would call baby mama drama.
Absolutely.
It's not just exclusive to one race or one particular group.
As y'all could clearly see.
Urban, tell me what was the win. Tell me because a win in these verses is different for everybody's win. What is your thing that you think that they got the win for?
Terrence Howard.
Child, bye. I'm up in this line.
They shut it down with that. To be cycled through the system. They're not gonna have no type of guidance, no type of support. Then also in the worst case scenarios that they end up developing mental behaviors or mental disorders, which make the situation worse, and which in turn they end up becoming adults, and hence this is where we get people who are sociopaths, psychopaths, chronic narcissists, and all these different other behaviors as well. Y'all know the topic. The topic is talking about women being master manipulators, which this is true. Women are master manipulators. And you keep saying that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to change this, I'm going to change that. But yet and still, you have not did it yet. Why? Why? What's the holdup? What is the holdup? Today, on this Monday, on this Motivational Monday, it's time for Urban to give you some tough love. It's time for Urban to tell you to stop procrastinating. They literally correct fake news because they know that negative behavior sells. It's all part of psychology. They know that through the psychology of it all, they know that you as the viewer, you're gonna the first thing that's gonna come into your mind right now is that, hold up, why are they beefing? And what you're gonna do, you're gonna immediately gonna start investigating. You're gonna tune in and find out what is the beef about. It's all part of psychology. Hello, everybody. I am the official Urban Therapist. I appreciate you tuning in today. We're going to have a great show for you today. Before I start the show, like I always like to acknowledge everyone who's in the house today. Money Boy Trey, he was in the house earlier. He dropped his stakes. Appreciate that. Also, George Chitchat was in the house as well. Appreciate that as well. We got Mark, he's in the house. Hey, I appreciate you, bro. Matter of fact, I'm doing y'all a disservice by not showing y'all. It's weird. But appreciate you. Yeah, we got Lawrence. He's in the house as well. Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. He's dropping the stakes as well too. And we got a couple of people that are tuning in and watching me on Twitter and Facebook as well. Appreciate y'all tuning in to the show as well. Now, once again, y'all, I am the official Urban Therapist. I appreciate y'all watching me today for the show. Now today, I will be talking about part 2 of my surviving the baby mama series. Okay. Now, those of you who've been following me, I don't know if y'all aware of this, but I actually released a part 1 of my surviving the baby mama series, but it was about this. Matter of fact, it was this time last year when I did part 1 of that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share with y'all a clip of part 1 of this, and I'm gonna share it with y'all because there's a lot of things that was being discussed on the topic that I'm gonna talk to y'all about tonight. Okay, so I'm gonna share that with y'all. I'm also gonna share a clip with Kanye West where he was talking about when he was feeling like that he was being alienated from his daughter Chicago. So we're gonna talk about all that. We're gonna discuss about parental alienation. We're gonna talk about all that today. All right, and once after when I discuss it, I'm gonna open it up and we're gonna actually have a open panel about this. If y'all down for it, I'll open up the panel afterwards and we can have a dialogue about this. So we can just discuss that as well too. So it's gonna be real good, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Miss Wilson, hey, welcome. Appreciate you. So without further ado, y'all, wait a minute. First of all, I'm sorry. let me tell y'all the purpose of my surviving the baby mama series. Okay, the purpose of the surviving the baby mama series is that um, this series is designed to help fellow men uh, find different coping mechanisms where can help them to deal with or cope with their toxic baby mothers. Okay, now notice what I said, to help them cope and deal with their toxic baby mothers. Notice I didn't say women, period. I said toxic baby mothers. So any mother there out there that is toxic, that is what this series is designed for. It's to help men to cope with dealing with a toxic baby mama, or they call them baby mama terrorists, or such and such. This series is designed to help them cope with that. This series is designed to give my perspective about it, to give also different type of advice that I personally have been through situations like this that I've been through, that I'm gonna want to empower you as well to do it. So this is the purpose of the series, where I'm giving out all this different knowledge so it can help you cope with it. So you can eventually you could be effective co-parent as well. You could be effective co-parent, or you could do your best to be an effective father of your children. This series is not designed for men who don't want to take care of their responsibilities neither, right? It's not designed for that at all, for any type of man who they're literally are deadbeat dads and they don't want to take care of their responsibility. The Surviving the Baby Mom series isn't for you. So you got to go somewhere with that, because I'm all about fathers being a father to their children, taking care of responsibility, whether the pregnancy was planned or unplanned, whether you feel like you were being trapped or not. I firmly believe that a man, regardless of the fact, a man should take care of his parental responsibility, because you took part of the procreation process, regardless of whether you like it or not. You took part of that. And so your child is the byproduct of you and your mother decision, all right? So I stand firm on that, okay? So once again, the Surviving the Toxic Baby Mama series is not for that. It's to empower fathers who literally do want to take care of their responsibility, but they're having a tough time doing that because they're dealing with toxic baby mama terrorists, all right? That's the whole purpose of the series. So part one of the series I shared a year ago. Part one of the series I shared a year ago. Part one was talking about parental alienation, right? And a lot of y'all wasn't really aware, because I wasn't on YouTube as strong as I am now, but I did share it on Facebook. So, however, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share a clip with y'all of the conversation that I had in part one of the series, okay? I'm going to share a clip with y'all. Then from there, I'm going to go into details about what parental alienation is, and we're just going to dive deep into this, and we're going to talk about Kanye West in this situation. We're going to dive deep into that, and at the end, I'm going to open up the panel. If anyone want to be part of the panel, just let me know throughout this conversation. I'll open up the panel, and we could be a part of the panel. We could have the dialogue and the discussion about it. Okay, sounds fair? So y'all ready for it? I'm ready for it. I'm very excited to share this with y'all. Okay. Miss Joy Chit Chat, she's in the house. Even though I already acknowledged you, sis, but appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you tuning in, Miss K. Hey, welcome. Nice to see you too, Miss K. Hey, how you join that Texas weather? It's windy over here right now. Yeah, it's pretty windy over here. Yeah, it's pretty windy over here. Yeah, Miss Wilson, she said, yes, I'm ready for this. All right, so First of all, let me go ahead and share with you this clip from part one of the Surviving the Baby Mama series. Okay. Now, once again, this is just a clip of the show. Now, if you want to see the full show in its entirety, I do now have it uploaded on my YouTube channel. Okay, so you could go on my YouTube channel and you could see the full entire show. It's under my playlist, Surviving the Baby Mama series. Okay. So you can see the full clip, full show in its entirety. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and jump into it, all right? Let's jump into this conversation.
My name is Fatima Moody. I reside in Grand Prairie, Texas. I am a child support enforcement and establishment officer for the Office of Attorney General here in Texas. And I am currently working on my PhD and in Homeland Security, in criminal justice and Homeland Security and public policies. Um, I am also now completing my dissertation in regards to the father-child relationship as it impacts parental alienations um, on the based upon the concept of the Texas Family Code. Parental alienation, it is basically, and it was founded years ago by Gardner. And the basis of parental alienation when he first founded it, and it went from parental alienation syndrome to parental alienation, because if you drop the syndrome, then you don't have to focus mainly on the psychological effects of it. It was also the concept was based up around custody litigations, and that the custody litigation was distinguishing between false allegations that were made by the parent, which was sexual abuse. So that's how the problem arose as far as with parental alienation. Over time, gardeners tend to notice that there were many issues other than psychological issues that, and there was no child abuse or sexual abuse that was being taken place. So the most prevalent thing that he found was that there were like misleading information by the mother, more so, hidden interactions between the mother and the child. There was all between the sorry hidden interaction between the father and the child due to many of the times by the mother, and also there were just conflicts and separations between the two, which made it more.
Let me pause it for one moment, okay? Let me pause it for one moment. First of all, y'all, everything came a long way from where I was at with my podcast to where I'm at right now. Cause like I say, this well, when I did this interview with Dr. Moody, yeah. By the way, y'all, Dr. Moody. She finished her dissertation. She graduated, and now she's Dr. Moody now. All right, so she has acquired her PhD. Okay, so congratulations to her. And actually, that's a little fun fact too. I was actually part of her case study too. Well, what she was doing her dissertation, I was a part of that because she was talking about parental alienation in her dissertation. So I had the honor and privilege to be a part of her case study, where she interviewed me for her dissertation purpose. Then later on, we ended up hooking up again, and she was very excited and eager to actually do a live show with me talking about parental alienation. All right, so big ups to her. Big ups to her. She doing great things as of right now. So big ups to her. But yeah, I came a long way, y'all, from where I was at then where I'm at right now. I just want to announce that too.
So that it became not a sexual abuse thing, it became more of like a manipulation tactic that over time founded and became prevalent to where there was some type of alienation that was taking place, and it was not against it wasn't sexual abuse, it was actually um, alienation from withholding the child from um, the other parent, and normally sometimes that other parent is the father. So Parental alienation is basically any type of what they look at as a child or children not having that immediate access or denied that access um, by one denied that access from one parent guarded by the other parent in so many words to sum it all up. Yeah.
So question two. Well, what are some of the signs that on a person could pick up that they feel like they're being alienated from their child? Well, what tactics do this person who's the alienator uses?
Well, there are many tactics. There are so many because again, and I'm only saying, and I'm not trying to say that many of the women are, the alienators. But again, research show that a high um, regards of them are women, and they are considered the custodial parents. So, different types of tactics that an alienator may use is that they may say, okay, okay, well, you can't get your child today because and let's just say child support is involved. Well, I didn't get the check didn't come today, and if they say, well, the check didn't come today, that means you can't get your daughter today. And they was like, well, that's not what the order said. Okay, but that's what I say, so that's what we're gonna do. We're not, no, you're not gonna get them. You didn't pay a check. You didn't make a payment today, so we're not gonna do it. Or another form of alienation that can also place on the child's psyche. You can tell the child, well, your dad doesn't care about you. I mean, he only pays, he barely pays the bare minimum. He doesn't want to see you. Or, oh, you see, now that your father doesn't want to see you, that's why he can come and get you this weekend. Those are the signs. Or, there's always a time that they can say, well, oh, his little girlfriend, he got a girlfriend now, so he doesn't have time with you. Or he went on a trip, and therefore he didn't ask to take you. Or because you didn't get these type of shoes, your dad doesn't care, that much about you or anything like that. So those are, or limited contact as far as with communication. If there's, hey, can you call and say, hey, can I speak to my child? No, they're busy, they'll call you back, they're eating, they can't, they're playing. Those are the forms. Just wanted to be present, wanted to know information about school. If they can say, well, how are their grades? Oh, I don't know. You will get it in the email. Or if they're being disciplined at school, and they're like, hey, why didn't you tell me this? Why would I? Well, because I'm the parent. Okay, well, I didn't have to tell you everything. Those are tactics that people should at least pick up on when they're, when, because again, they start off small, but they will over time will expand and become more and more. It would more and more, it would progress into a different type of alienation, as far as with, like I said, playing on the child's psyche about, you know how the father or the mother does not care. Or, oh, he doesn't want a relationship with you. Or, I've tried to reach him, he didn't answer. And so if the child can call the father one day and the father doesn't answer, that's going to revert back to the child saying, okay, well, mom, you did say that, he doesn't care, that's why he didn't answer. Could be that he was in the hospital or at work, and that's why he couldn't answer. Not knowing that he didn't call back several times, returning a phone call to speak to you, but it's being
Yeah.
denied. That denied access is forced with any type of communication. That those are various tactics that is used as alienation. What you had stated, like you said, that you want that outside access to the child, outside the visitation. And when you're have a child support order, they do
Now on this part, I had asked her, um, what would be the reason for the mother to keep the children away from the father, especially when the father desires to have more visitation time with their children, and so she's getting ready to address that right now.
tell you, okay, well, these are the standard visitation. However, if you guys have something that that you guys can agree upon, that you have something that's already working for you, then you can continue that. However, you can't, they tell you to relate back to the standard visitation. However, again, if you're the non-custodial parent and you're actively involved in your child's life, you feel like that is not enough time. And that can lead to one to feel as if they're being alienated because they say that they're having the equal rights and to the child, but they don't have that equal access that they feel that they should be granted. And I think that's one thing, like I said, that plays on it. Whether you are married, um, divorced, or single parents going through this transition, um, it is common. Those are all the common tactics, and they go on and on and on as far as with, alienation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad that you're mentioning this too, because it's going to segue us to the next question,
Mhm.
which is how does the federal and the state play a role in the alienation?
Okay. So, federal and state, um, well, the Texas Family Code, they have the rule and they have it written as possession and access. Because under Texas family law, when there is child support and under the Attorney General, which is the Title 4D, um, it is possession and access because, again, there are setting that because you are the father, you are the biological father, so we have to this is what you are granted as far as with the biological father, to have possession. And when we say that, like, okay, you have access to this, you have the rights to have access to your child, access. And it's like you have to understand the definition of how, when they put possession and access, that means
Mm,
when the child is in your
absolutely.
possession, in your household, you have to fulfill these obligations and these rights as long as that child is under your possession, which is in your household. Access is that you have access to all of this information about the child, school records, dental records. You have access to that. That means you can call the school to get that information. You can call, the doctor to get.
Now, what she's talking about if the custodial and non-custodial parent, if the custodial and non-custodial parent um, agree through court to have joint management conservatorship over the child. That's what she's describing right now.
That information about your child because you have access to that. That's how that plays. Now, when it comes to their role, the thing is they don't have a role. They set the standard visitation. If you don't have a private attorney, once you go before the child support system, their only thing is to address standard visitation. They may modify that visitation only if it's agreed upon or it meets certain levels to why they can modify it and remove it from standard visitation to basically could be joint or joint managing conservators. Both you guys are both joint managing. One can be a possessive, the other. So Um, those are different types of roles that they set it at. However, when it comes to alienation, their role is to simply tell you to hire a private attorney because they cannot get involved. They cannot enforce that role. They cannot enforce that order, that section of the order. Yes, they have access to, and they can enforce, they have the right to enforce the lack of payments. However, they do not have the right to enforce a visit to possession and access because, again, they would be acting on behalf as your attorneys when they're fighting for that type of a possession. So their role as far as for alienation, they will, on the state and federal level, again, pertaining to if you're going through the child support system. Now, if you're going outside of the child support system with your own private attorney, they do take in. It is important that you have documentation of every incident, every event that you
Yeah, that's
feel
true.
that you felt there was as part of alienation, or whether that other parent did not adhere to what the standard visitation said. whether it's, a phone call and say, hey, I know today is my, I know it's not within my day, but I would like to talk to my child because again, I can have access to speak with my child um, via, I can have communication via telephone or however. And once that, if you're denied that, and you make sure you have everything always in writing, you text them, hey, I did not agree with you denying me access on this day to speak with my child. You have to, and then once you have so much documentation on that, then you can file it with you can also file it yourself. However, if it becomes like an issue as far as with whether there's child abuse or any of those allegations, they will tell you to hire a private attorney because again, a private attorney has to go a little bit further than and have access to the things that you can. So that's basically the roles. Like I said, federal and state.
Now, when she was talking about the part about documentation, the reason why I can relate to her so much on this is because both of us we're state workers. All right, we work for the state. So one of the biggest part of our job is documentation. We have to document everything, every single event that happens. We have to document it. You know what I'm saying? Because we have been taught and trained that documentation is another form of a legal binding document. So what she was describing the whole concept that hey, if you want to have a certain type of visitation time and the baby mama is not allowing you to do that, what you could do, you could want to document it. You could want to create a paper trail, document it. On this particular day, she didn't want to allow me to see the child. I asked her the reason why. She said because she had me or whatever the reason was. You know what I'm saying? You document that. You document it and you document it and then you document it. Then eventually what you do, there's only so many times that, regardless if it's the toxic baby mama or the toxic baby daddy, it's only so many times that they can want to reject the visitation order that's been set place. If they reject it so many times, then you could go back and present it to the court, and you could file a contempt order against either the baby mama or the baby daddy. All right. Just let y'all know.
If it's dealing with any type of, if child support is involved and you're wanting child support to enforce a visitation, possession, access order, they're not. How they become involved, if they have to basically possibly even testify, they can be, if you had your own private case and, you're calling, them as witnesses or something to testify on your behalf, as far as with that, then they will. However, their role is.
Oh, also, she's mentioned about the private case. What that's called is representing yourself, or that is called being pro se, meaning that you're not going to hire a legal representative to go on your behalf to, you know what I'm saying, to the courts. That's known as being pro se. You're going and you're representing yourself, right? So it's considered as more of a private case at that moment because you're representing yourself, which whenever you're dealing with simple civil matters such as family courts, to be honest with y'all, it's better for you to know the family court laws and stuff, right? So you could represent yourself, because when you represent yourself, first of all, it is way cheaper for you to represent yourself than to hire an attorney for family courts. All right. And I'm gonna be real with y'all on that. It is way cheaper to represent yourself. Okay. Because if you represent yourself, you learn about the family laws and the family statutes in your state, which is really easy. All it takes is just for you to go on either Google, you could go into the Texas laws and everything, or your state laws and everything. Everything is there for you. Every knowledge and information is there for you. You can even go to your local courthouses stuff too. Your local courthouses have all the family law cases and all the different laws and status in the family courts and stuff. They allow you to go into their library so you could go in there and research. That's what lawyers do all the time. If they don't have access to the information, they'll actually go into the actual courthouses and stuff, federal courthouses, and get the information as well, so you can obtain the information. So many different ways that you could do that to represent yourself, to go pro se and represent yourself in civil matters, so you could go through, so it could be way cheaper versus going through a lawyer. Now, if you're uncomfortable with doing all that, going through the process or figuring everything out on your own, or let's be real about it, if you're being lazy about it and don't want to do it, then by all means go and spend the money, get you a lawyer, and pay the retainer and all the stuff that do you.
It's very minor. Is really they play a minor role as far as with alienation. Now they will take any of your concerns, they will assist you as much as possible, whether it's to father's rights, any type of other advocate to assist you as far as with legal aid. They'll provide you with that information, but they will not go into further detail to tell you what you need to do to further assist you in your issues with alienation. That's where they draw the line and tell you, hey, get a private attorney.
PMP, what's up with it, bro?
Yeah, absolutely. And one other thing too that I want to add on to that is that the Office of Attorney General, they have a certain jurisdiction, so
Right.
they mainly within their policy and standards. But however, if a person were to experience alienation, they're probably for you to the Child Protective Service, which is known as CPS.
Right.
They'll refer you to them. Then they'll start up an investigation to see if your claims are legitimate.
Right.
The only thing about that is that even with these different agencies, the probability for a father to actually present a case of alienation to these entities, and for you to be successful with it is very, very difficult. It's very tough because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, a lot of fathers experience how the system is, especially black fathers experience how the system is with them. Where at the
Right.
end of the day, they see them as an unfit parent, unfit father, what's the term? Oh, deadbeat father. That's a
Hmm.
popular one that they love using against the father as well.
Right. And I think that
Oh, and also this one remind y'all once again. Now, Dr. Moody, she do works for the Office of Attorney General in the state of Texas. She been working there for, I think, over like for about 10 years or whatever. She been working there, and also she finished her dissertation with this very subject that we're talking about right now, which is parental alienation. And I was also a part of her case study while she was going through a dissertation right now. So now she is Dr. Moody. She still work, to my knowledge, she still do work for the state as well. So that's to let y'all know.
that like I said, that notion, that label that they have on them as deadbeat fathers, I think that's one of the to me, I think that plays a role as far as for alienation, because you already labeling them as as this as this deadbeat dad, this man who doesn't want to, or this woman who doesn't want to take care of their child or children. So you're placing this label on them as a deadbeat, and so they already feel like once they go into the system as a non-custodial parent, that they're on a that we're not that the Office of Attorney General is not for them. The child support system is not set up for them. It's set up for them to fail as a parent rather than to be actively involved as a parent. And what you said about the CPS, yes, they do recommend, depending on the type of what is taking place, any type of events that are taking place within your case, then they would, yes, they do direct you to Health and Human through CPS, Child Protective Services. They, and sometimes they get cases in from Child Protective Services over, and then that's when child support has to review, the what CPS has finalized, and sometimes in CPS cases, they're finalized to change status. For that means that the father's now the custodial parent, and and child support is like, okay, so and 9 times out of, and I'm gonna say maybe 70% of the cases that we get when there's either a change of status, when there's normally a change of status, the father does not want child support for against the mother. They just want their case to be closed with them as the non-custodial parent. And I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna say that's about. I'm gonna even increase it to say about when there's change of statuses from the mother to the father, at least about 80 to 85% do not want child support.
Yep, and that's facts too. That is true, a true statement for real. That is a true statement for real. All right, y'all. So once again, y'all was watching the interview I did with Dr. Moody. I did this interview with her about a year ago. This around this time a year ago, I did the interview with her, and we was talking about parental alienation. All right, there was a lot of things that Dr. Moody was talking about. She just kind of touched it a little bit, but today on the show, I'm gonna go more in detail about what she's talking about. I'm gonna go more in detail about that too, right? Yeah, PMP, 85%. Yep, 85%. But yeah, I'm going to more detail about that, all right? So first of all, what is parental alienation? Well, what is that? How do that look? How can we define parental alienation? All right. Dr. Moody, she mentioned about Gardner and so right. So I'm gonna talk about him as well too. So let me go ahead. I'm gonna pull this information up, and we're finna get into it. All right. We're finna dive deep into this so I can equip y'all. Okay. Now, first of all, parental alienation. It started off as parental alienation syndrome. First of all, right? Go transparent. All right. So, according to Wikipedia, parental alienation syndrome, it is known as it is a term introduced by child psychologist Richard Gardner. That is the person that Dr. Moody had referenced in the beginning of this interview, right? Back in 1985, to describe what he believed to be a distinctive suits of behaviors in children that include showing extreme but unwanted fear, disrespect, or hostility towards a parent. Gardner believed that a set of behaviors that he observed in some families involve child custody litigations could be used to diagnose psychological manipulation or undue influence by a child of a child by a parent, typically by the other parent who may be attempting to prevent an ongoing relationship between the child and other family members after the family's separation or divorce, all right? Now, the use of the term syndrome had not been accepted by either medical or legal communities, and Gardner's research has broadly criticized by legal and mental health scholars for lack of scientific validity and reliability, all right? While remaining controversial, the derogatory term parental alienation is sometimes used to describe a similar family dynamic, all right? All right? Yeah, true that. Yeah, exactly. But PMP, keep in mind that Dr. Moody, she said 85% of the fathers, right? She was saying that 85% of the fathers who end up being custodial parents, all right, they're the ones who don't seek after child support for the non-custodial mom. That's what she said. 85% of them, they don't seek out child support for the one non-custodial mom. But however, it's the other way around where it be the one custodial mom who will seek out child support with the custodial father. And that's what she was talking about. And we had went into detail, start talking about that as well too. But the reason why I did share that with y'all because I want y'all to go back and watch my video, watch that full interview in its entirety on my page. So if you want to hear the remainder of that interview where we was talking about that in its entirety, go to my page. Is there on my page under the Toxic Baby Mama series. All right. Yep. Because in other words, say that's how the way they're gonna get funded, make money and stuff like that. Okay. So I agree. Now, parental alienation syndrome is it's a term that was coined by Richard Gardner, drawn upon his clinical experience in the early 1980s. All right, the concept of one parent attempting to separate their child from the other parent as a punishment or part of a divorce have been described since at least in the 1940s. But Gardner was the first to define a specific syndrome. In this paper, he defined it as a disorder that arises primarily in context of child custodial disputes. Its preliminary manifestation is the child's campaign or de-integration against the parent, a campaign that has no justification. The disorder results from the combination or indoctrinations by the alienating parent, and the child own contributes to the vilification of the alienated parent. So, in other words, what is going on is that based on Gardner's theory about parental alienation, you have the toxic baby mother, right? She end up inputting certain ideals, or let me put it this way, she end up manipulating the child into thinking that the father don't want to have nothing to do with them, or the father don't want to, have his visitation rights or anything like that. She'll do that. She'll manipulate the child to doing that. She'll end up manipulating that child, and then next thing you know, the non-custodial father end up becoming a villain to that child. And so now the child has resentment towards his father because that child is thinking that the father don't want to have nothing to do with them. But in actuality, it's really the mother who's doing that, or it's the toxic baby mama that's doing that, that's preventing visitation, or they will make it so difficult to have visitation rights. They'll make it so hard. They'll come and, like for example, the one father would go and meet up with the child at a designated place, whatever. And here's the one toxic baby mama there, and she fussing at them about all kind of crazy stuff that's making it difficult. The father would call, not to talk to her, but he'll call to check on this child, just to have a conversation with this child. And she'll do things such as, well, the child is busy right now, or the child is doing homework right now. Or she'll say things like the child is eating right now. Or she'll say things like, well, the child is cleaning up right now. You got to talk to him later. Different things like that to try to prevent the father from communicating to the child. All right. And that's a form of parental alienation what Gardner is talking about. All right. Now, Gardner, his research was focused mainly on parents who recently went through a divorce. All right, his research was mainly focused on that. The moment after when the child's when the custodial and the non-custodial parent go through divorce, and they try to figure out visitation out and all the stuff there, end up being hard on the non-custodial parent. All right. So this would led him to do this type of research on that, because he started seeing the behaviors not only with the non-custodial parent, but also with the child as well too. Okay. So this is the reason why he did this research, and this is why this research is important, and this is why it is known as parental alienation right now. All right. So far so good, right, y'all? So far so good, right? So let me do this. Let me go ahead and share with y'all Kanye West's story. All right. Now, I know it being different back and forth things that been going on with Kanye. In one moment he said that he couldn't want to visit child. The next moment he was there, all kind of stuff. So I don't know. I'm just going by what this video is saying right here, right now. All right. Okay. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right. So let's hear what Kanye West is talking about. Okay. And we're gonna dive into the conversation about this. All right. So go ahead, Yeezy. Me unmute you, sir.
Yeah, I'm just wishing my daughter a public happy birthday. I wasn't allowed to know where her party was. There's nothing legal that's saying that these are the kind of games that's being played. At the light, it's the kind of thing that really has affected my health for the longest. And I'm just not playing. I'm taking control of my narrative this year. I'm being the father, the best father, the yay version of a father, and I'm not finna let this happen. And we're gonna be in real time. Take a slight right turn onto I-405 right here. North. Chicago, happy birthday. I love you. And I'm just putting this online because I need y'all support. I didn't call Kim, text the nannies. I got on the phone with Tristan. He said, he asked Chloe, won't nobody give me the address to my daughter's birthday party right now? And that's going to imprint in her mind that I wasn't there for her. You get what I'm saying? Like, I was supposed to be in Miami recording my album. My whole schedule is all based around me being able to take my kids to school, me being there for them, making sure that I'm in their life. That's the whole point of having money. They take so many fathers just throughout America. They've been taking the fathers out the homes purposely. So I'm speaking up. I'm using my voice to say this ain't gonna keep happening. This narrative is not finna happen. It's a lot of people that's not in a position where they ain't got no voice when people be playing games like this. Baby mamas be playing games. The grandmama be playing games like this. And it's like, as y'all know, they ain't finna play like that with me.
All right, so there is Kanye West's story. That is Kanye West's story about parental alienation. So how y'all feel about that? First of all, PMP. First of all, sir, I am not gonna let you come on here and talk about my boy like that. All right, not gonna let you want to come and talk to my boy like that. Do you not know, PMP, that Kanye West was this close to becoming our next president of the United States, all right? He was this close to becoming our next president of the United States. If anyone who I wanted to vote for was Kanye West, was Kanye West. But yeah, I ain't gonna let you talk about my boy like that. Kanye West is what it is. And I don't know if he's on this mix or not. I have no idea, and I'm not in that man's personal business. I don't know. PMP, I know good and well that you be doing the same thing. Be driving, listening to the GPS, listen to music, listen to the official urban therapist, ordering something out on McDonald's, all at the same time, bro. Yep. Yo, Gabe, sound like he is, but I don't know. I don't know that man business. I don't know Kanye West's business, sir. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's rational on the video. He's making sense to what he's saying. He's not all over the place or anything like that. So he said, "I support Kanye." Check my video. I know you do. I know you do, bro. You know I'll be watching you. I know you do. But here's my question to y'all, okay? Based on what Kanye West just stated, okay, and we all agreed that he was rational on this video, correct? So based on what Kanye West was saying, do he have validity in what he was talking about for as he was experiencing a form of parental alienation? Do he have validity in that? And I'm talking about just on this video because, like I say, I done seen other reports that was saying that he actually eventually got there or whatever. It was like some misunderstanding. That he ended up having a separate party for her the very next day or whatever, all that kind of crap. But I'm not talking about all that. I'm talking about this particular video right now. Do y'all believe that Kanye has validity in what he was talking about for his parental alienation? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I believe that he have validity as well too, talking about parental alienation. And I just want to let everyone know that I want to let everyone know that there are many fathers that are out here right now who are experiencing parental alienation. They're experiencing this one way or the other. These fathers, they some of these fathers, they don't know how to deal with that. They don't know how to handle parental alienation. They don't know what guidance they need or what type of support they need or anything like that. They don't know. The toxic baby mama terrorists, they bank on these type of fathers not knowing, and so they manipulate that. They manipulate that. And so next thing you know, we end up having cases like when me and PNP, we was when we did our last show together, and we was talking about the one father who ended up on dying because he just wanted to see his son, and it was all because of the baby mama, the toxic baby mama, manipulating her fiance. There are men who are dealing with that daily. There are men who are dealing with that daily. And so they don't know how to cope with dealing with parental alienation. So they do things to the best of their ability. Hey man, what's up with it? But they do things to the best of their ability, not being educated on how to handle parental alienation. But today on this show, I want to help equip fathers today, because just like I said, this whole series with Surviving a Toxic Baby Mama series is to help equip. It's to help educate and also help equip you. So this is what I'm going to share with y'all today, okay? And I hope that what I share with you, it will help assist you, okay, with dealing with parental alienation, all right? Now, there are certain processes that you need to take care of first, okay? There are certain things that you need to take care of while dealing with parental alienation, all right? The very first and most important thing that you need to take care of is you yourself. That's what it starts at, is you yourself. Because if you allow your toxic baby mama to constantly manipulate you through parental alienation, then it's going to lead to you literally losing your mind. That's going to be the end result, is that it's going to literally have you losing your mind. That furthermore, it's going to end with you doing irrational things such as showing up and creating domestic situations. That's ultimately what's going to happen. So first of all, it's important for you to work on yourself first. Now, how do you work on yourself? Remember, and I say this all the time about women, okay? Remember when I keep telling y'all over and over and over again that women are master manipulators, right? And also keep in mind, too, that when I say that women are master manipulators, keep in mind that I say that in general, not in a derogatory or in a negative way, but I'm saying it as a general statement of fact that women are master manipulators, okay? But in the case of dealing with a toxic baby mother, right? Women are master manipulators because they have been around you for so long that they know how to manipulate you into triggering you. They know how to manipulate you to trigger you. They know how to say certain things that will belittle you. They know how to say certain things that can emasculate you as a man because they've been around you that long. One other thing that I want to share with you too, men, is that since women are master manipulators, the women that are around you, guess what they do? They study you. They study you. They study your behaviors. They study certain things that you do. They study certain things that you wouldn't do. That's what they do. That's what they do. So, matter of fact, have y'all ever noticed this too, that when you're in a relationship, right? The relationship is going fine for whatever reason. The next thing you know, they become eventually become toxic. Then when it's involving a child, that woman do a full turn on you. And it does seem like that woman does one up you every single time. Do y'all know the reason why? It's because of what I just stated. It's because they literally study you. Women literally study you, man. This is how they become advanced in their manipulation tactics. Women will study you for positive reasons, and they will study you for negative reasons as well, too. Because it's part of their nature to do that. It's part of their nature to do that. So that is why when all of a sudden, when things hit the fan, you trying to figure this thing out, and it seems like you just getting beat up every single time. This is the reason why, fellas. This is the reason why. So once again, to avoid all of that is that you have to learn yourself first. You have to literally study your own self. Just as the same way the woman had figured you out to figure out what triggers she could do to get to you, you're going to have to do the same as that thing. Not figure out triggers to get her, because that's a no-win situation, because at that point, y'all just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's a never-ending cycle. It's a never-ending cycle. But, however, if you figure out yourself and figure out what triggers that she's using or what weapons that she's using to manipulate you, and you figure that out, you done already got 50% of the battle won right there. You done got 50 to 60% of the battle won dealing with parental alienation right there. Because now, what are you doing? You're recognizing the triggers. You're recognizing every little tactic and every little weapon she's using against you, right? And so what you're doing is that you notice it? You flipping the script on her. So instead of you reacting to it, now you're reacting to it in a different way, because once again, like I stated earlier, women do study you. So they are expecting an end resort. They are expecting an end resort to happen. They're expecting it. They didn't visualize this in their head. Say I'm lying about it. They had literally sit down and literally had a whole visualization played out in their head of the scenario that's going to happen. Say I'm lying about that. Check this out too. Check this out too. This is the reason why, man, that have y'all ever I know y'all experienced this before, right? Where a woman literally take her time out to plan out a whole entire day. Like they visualize it in their mind and they manifest it, right? Remember I was telling y'all that the woman she turned the house into her home because she ended up she have it visualized into her mind and she manifests that thing out and make it to a reality, right? Remember what I was telling y'all about that? Within the same token, right? A woman will literally think about and visualize in her head a whole situation. Like, say, for example, she want to go out on a date, right? We can even say this. Valentine's Day is coming up, right? So she'll literally visualize a whole scenario that you don't even know about Valentine's Day. She'll visualize that, hey, this dude here, he's gonna take me to a real fancy hotel. He's gonna and I'm gonna arrive at the hotel. He's gonna have rose petals sit out all over the place. There's gonna be a bottle of champagne waiting on me there. Then from there, after we get to the hotel, we're gonna relax a little bit. He's gonna have a bubble bath waiting for me. Then after that, later on, we're going to go to a nice expensive restaurant. Then at the expensive restaurant, he's going to get down on one knee and he's going to propose to me, and he's going to propose, and I'm going to make sure I do like this. Well, actually like this so people can see me, but people can see my tears, right? Like this, right? And it's going to be awesome. And I'm going to do this, and I'm going to cry and everything, right? And I'm going to hug him this type of way. They visualize this whole entire thing step by step. Am I lying about that, ladies? Am I lying? Step by step. So this is why, fellas, when things don't happen according to their plan, what happened? Come on, y'all know what happened. If things don't happen according to their plan, what would happen? They would be mad. They would be bent out of shape. They will use their manipulation tactic to silence you. They won't say nothing. Then they are manipulating you, right? And you say, hey, babe, what's wrong? I'm fine. You don't look fine. Oh, I'm fine. Okay. Then you being as a man, you really not thinking nothing about it. But she even thought this too. This Negro, no, he didn't do exactly according to his plan that I wanted him to do. So now I'm gonna give him the science treatment. I'm telling him I'm fine, but I'm really mad. But what I want to do, I'm gonna make him suffer, right? I'm gonna make him suffer because I want him to feel how the way I'm feeling. Say I'm lying about it. They don't call me the fit therapist for nothing. Just because I'm not degree doesn't mean that I don't know what I'm talking about. Say I'm lying about it, ladies. Miss Wilson, she said she's so right. She said I'm so right. Yeah, I'm preaching, bro. I'm preaching. Oh, Rush, what's up with it, bro? What's up with it? Welcome. And also, I seen who else? Oh, Miss Faith. Hey, Miss Faith, welcome to the show. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, mad as well. What up, bro? Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly. Let me go back to before I go deeper to this. Let me go back to what Rush was saying too. I see you're coming, bro. No, I didn't hear that, bro. I need to research about that. I didn't even know that. I did not know that. Yeah, I did not know that, bro. That's interesting. That is interesting. But yeah, anyway, that's what they do. That's what women do. So by me saying all that, right, fellas, just imagine how toxic the baby mama would be when y'all want to separate and y'all have a child together. Just imagine all that she's thinking about. And she manifesting that. Just think about that. And she's manifesting that into a reality. That's why, once again, I say, fellas, that it always seemed like she's one-upping you because she already thought ahead of it. See, one thing about men is that we don't like to think ahead of things, all right? And the reason why we don't like to think ahead of things is because we think that it's not practical to always be thinking ahead of things. We live in the moment. We function on whatever is happening in the current moment. That is where we at. We are in that particular moment. So wherever's presented to us, that is the whole point of us being the provider and being the protector and everything. We provide, protect, and everything in the moment. We don't be looking at 5 years from now. We don't be going back on conversations that happened 10 months ago because we don't care about that. We only care about what's happening in the moment. However, women care about things that happen not only in the moment, but at the same time they care about. But at the same time, they care about things that happened in the past. They care about things that happen in the present. They care about things that happen in the future. They care about things that happen in the children's future, even when the child haven't been born yet. They care about things that happen in the children's future. But we don't think about stuff like that. But women do. So that's why it seemed like that, fellas. That seemed like a woman is like always one up you because they be thinking way in advance of certain things, and we don't. We stay in the moment. So wherever it's presented to us, that's what we're going to deal with in that moment. That's what we're going to deal with. That's what we're gonna deal with. Tall Stranger, what's up with it, bro? For some reason, on Tall Stranger, I don't know what's going on, but it seemed like it seemed like you on block, bro. I don't know how it happened, and I don't even know how to unblock you neither, bro. I don't know what happened, but it is weird, all right? But I appreciate you tuning in, bro. But yeah, so fellas, once again, it starts with you. Once when you figure out your triggers, figure out the triggers that she's using against you, then you done have 60% of the battle won. Because now you know how to move. You know what you're dealing with now. So now when she do trigger things like, say for example, she used one of the main triggers. You call like, hey, I want to talk to my child, see how she doing. Oh, she's she's busy right now. Okay, bet. Now, if you do this, I listen to Urban on this, fellas. She's trying to figure. Once again, I done told you earlier that she's expecting a reaction or an end result reaction. She already have it in her head what's going to happen. So if you react to the situation, and I'm being real about it, if you react to the situation being nonchalant about it, I guarantee it's going to drive her crazy. It's going to make her computer malfunction. Where we're like, hold on, error. He wasn't supposed to be reacting like this. So like, you call again, say, hey, I'm just calling to talk to my daughter. She busy right now. And instead of you trying to go through a whole conversation which she expecting you to do, man, why I can't talk to my daughter? Why is this every single time I talk to my daughter, you do this and that or whatever, blah, 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 you blah, 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 and doing all that right. Instead of you doing that, you end the conversation with, I then bet, and hang up. I guarantee it's going to mess up her mind. She's like, what? I guarantee it's going to mess with her mind. Then she's going to be thinking about it. She's going to start thinking about it. She's going to be thinking about it. She's going to think about it some more. Then guess what she's going to do, fellas? She's going to call you back. She ain't going to call with the child first. She's going to call you back. So I'm trying to figure out something. Do you not care about my daughter? Notice what she said. She's doing another triggering mechanism to you. Notice what she said. She didn't say our daughter. She didn't say your daughter. She said my daughter. Because guess what she's doing? She's triggering you again. She's trying to trigger you again. So you don't care about my daughter? So you're just going to jump out the phone because you don't care about my daughter? Then guess how you respond to that? You don't respond back to it talking about your daughter. It's our daughter. Then you start going blah, 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 blah. Then she the one again. I'm putting y'all on game. I'm helping y'all out. So how the way you respond to that is once again being nonchalant and say, yep. I like yep. Yep. I mean, I wanted to talk to, you said I wanted to talk to our daughter, but you said she busy. So I have no other thing to talk about. And hang up. Guess what's going to happen? Her computer going to go error again. Like, hold on. He's not picking up on these triggering words that I'm saying. What is going on? So now she's really thinking about it. And guess what's going to happen? She's going to now start getting into her feelings and emotions. She's going to start figuring out, was it something that she said or did? Knowing good and well, it was something that she said and did. She's going to start thinking about it. She's going to start figuring it out. And guess what she's going to do? She's going to call you right back. She's going to call you right back. And only this time, she's going to want, instead of her taking accountability for what she's doing, she's going to do this. She's going to call back and say, well, I'm just calling you back because my daughter is now not busy no more, and I'm put her on the phone. But however, I'm gonna put her on three-way so I can hear. Now I'm gonna put her on speakerphone so I can hear what y'all talking about. Once again, that's another triggering. And you want to know why that's another triggering? Because you thinking that, hey, this is my daughter and I want to spend time with her. I want to have a privacy time with her. And she's taking away my privacy time with her. I'm putting y'all on game. I'm putting y'all on game. So how the way you respond to that, it's say, once again, you be lunch with it. When she say, okay, I'm put her daughter phone, put my daughter on phone, and I'm have on speakerphone. You be like, I didn't bet. You'll say, I didn't bet. Keep your conversation short. No explanation, no nothing. I didn't bet. Then when you talk to your daughter, that's when you telling her, hey, baby, how you doing? Daddy miss you so much. And you just pour out your emotions to your child. Not towards her, but towards your child. You pouring out your emotions to your child. Baby, I miss you so much. Or how you doing today? Tell me about school. Tell me about this. Tell me about that. You know what I'm saying? You just communicated with your daughter. And guess who won? You did. You won. You won that situation. Is it going to be an opportunity that she's going to try it again? Absolutely, she will. But now, since Urban told you the triggers and the weapons that she's using against you, you know how to react to it differently now. And I guarantee that eventually what's going to happen, she's going to pick up on that. And I'm telling you, as a sociologist and as a future psychologist studying human behavior, right, especially with women, I'm telling you that what's going to eventually happen is that she's going to start disabling that trigger. Where eventually she's going to end up, instead of you having to call your daughter, guess what? All of a sudden, your daughter is going to start calling you. She might be on speakerphone, but she's going to start calling you. She's going to start calling you. She's going to start calling you. And so guess who won? And this all because you recognize the weapons and the triggers that she's using against you. And this is the simple communication that I'm putting y'all on game on. Simple communication. Simple communication. Let's say that, for example, that your one toxic baby mom, she still have feelings for you, right? And she's using that because deep down inside, she still wants to express her feelings for you, right? But she, like I stated earlier, she wants you to feel how the way she's feeling. So she end up weaponizing y'all child so she can express how the way she feel about you. So you have to recognize them particular triggers as well. And I'm going to put y'all a game on this one too. All right, so let's say same scenario, right? You have this phone call, or it could be in person, right? Or it could be in person. She would do this. She'll manipulate your child, right, into saying things or conveying messages that it is really her is saying. She's been a master manipulator and manipulate the child to say certain messages to you. For example, it would be some subtle things such as, "Hey, hey, baby, make sure you tell your dad to have a good day at work." Or she'll say things, "Hey, make sure that you said that I said that X, Y, and Z." Now, once again, ladies, am I lying about this? Am I lying about it? So you go and get your child, the child be happy and everything like that, right? And so she's like, "Oh, daddy, by the way, mommy said, have a good day at work." Then you be like, "Okay, you have a good day too, I guess." Now, if you respond to "you have a good day too," that making her think that she has a chance with you because you responded back in a positive way instead of responding back in a more nonchalant way. So she's thinking that she have a chance with you. So the next time around, she's going to do more subtle things, more and more subtle things. And don't let her find out that you have a girlfriend. Don't let her find out that you got a girlfriend, that someone else is interested in you. Yeah, Matt. The only way I could tell y'all this information is because I done been through it. That's the only way I can tell y'all, bro, because I done personally experienced it and I done dealt with it. That's the only way I can tell you. It's because I done dealt with it. So yeah, I've been through a lot. Sure have. I ain't gonna say a per cap on y'all neither because I have. So this is the reason why I am equipping y'all and to know how to handle it. And once again, this is dealing with yourself, where you're centering yourself. Where you're centering yourself. You're recognizing the triggers and the warning signs. You recognize the game and you know how to deal with it. Fellas, it's no different from many of y'all can relate this to playing on sports. Y'all can relate this to playing, different on sports or whatever, right? Where you have to sit down and study the play. You'll sit down and the athlete will sit there, study the play over and over again, and they'll study it, they'll run the play until they perfect it, right? It's no different from that. That you're studying it. And once we understand the triggers, then 60% of it is already done. Now, the remainder of that percentage is the tough part. And I'm being honest with y'all. The remainder of I said 60, right? The remainder of the 40%. The remainder of the 40% is what's hard. And that's what me and Dr. Moody was talking about when we was having that conversation, talking about the state and the Office of the Attorney General and all these different things. We was talking about Title 4D and all this stuff there. The 40% is the hardest part. And the only reason why the 40% is the hardest part for you is because you simply do not know the family court law and statutes. That's the reason why. It's not just because the court systems is hard on you. It's because you don't know the system to use the system to your advantage, like these toxic baby mamas do. And to be honest with you, the toxic baby mamas don't even know the court system. They don't even want to know the system. They don't even know it. But how they do know is that they end up on hiring an attorney, and the attorney knows the system. So they rely on the attorney to be on their side. That's the only way they know, because they don't know about a lot of stuff. But however, you can know the system because it's out there. All the laws and status for family court is out there for your taking. I didn't learn a lot about family law and family court, and I know how it works. Dr. Moody, she also mentioned as well, fellas, that there are certain agencies out there that advocate for fathers. One of the biggest agencies that I know of is called the Fathers' Right Initiative. Equal Fathers' Right Initiative, where this particular agency, they focus strictly on fighting for parental rights and fighting for rights for fathers too. Well, if it's for visitation rights, they fight against Title 4D, and that deals with child support. They fight all the different things, and they will equip you with all the knowledge and resources to go and fight your case. It don't matter where you at. And matter of fact, PMP, it don't even matter if you're in Canada, bro, because they have an initiative out there in Canada too as well, where they advocate for fathers. They're all over the world. They are all over the world. So this is how I learned a lot about the family law and the family court system, because I end up learning about them. Then I start partnering with them and stuff, right? And they start giving me a lot of knowledge and resources, and I use that knowledge and resources, and I end up learning a lot about the family law and the family court system. So I know so much about the family law court system, I don't even hire an attorney for family civil matters no more. I don't even waste my money on it. I don't even waste spending all that money on hiring a lawyer, because I know it. So I can go and represent myself pro se and represent myself with these civil matters. So so yeah, just like I say, I'm sure with y'all these type of moves that you can make, all right, that will prevent alienation, parental alienation from you, okay? So what I'm gonna do now, I don't want to talk to y'all all day because I know I can. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm going to open it up. I'm going to open up the panel now, okay? Now, if y'all want to join, I will. First of all, let me put it this way too, so I won't waste my time doing it. All right. If you want to join the panel, you want to have a discussion with me, put in one in the chat. All right. And this for also you who are watching me on Facebook too, because I got people watching me on Facebook too. If you want to come up with me and have a conversation with me, put in one in the chat. Put in one in the chat, and I will open up the one panel, and you have a conversation with me. Now, the only thing about it is that if you are on Facebook right now, view me on Facebook right now, and you want to have a conversation with Urban, the only way you could come up on the panel is for you to come to my YouTube channel, okay? That way you'll be able to click the link and you'll be able to join, All right. Because I'm not going to put the link on Facebook. So if y'all want me to open up a panel, I will open it up for y'all, okay? Y'all let me know. Other than that, I can have this dialogue with y'all some more, and we'll call it a night. Yeah, let me know, y'all. Let me know. Put that one in the chat if you want to holler at Urban. Put that one in the chat if you want to holler at Urban. Because Urban want to have a conversation. And somebody get that troll too. That's in there trying to solicit. Somebody get that troll trying to solicit. We don't want your online services, sir. Jeez. Nobody trying to get your online services. All right, I see a one. I see a one there. Okay, cool. I should have been playing some music while y'all coming up. I could. Yep. Hello, I'm gonna jam some music for y'all real quick. But why y'all trying to figure this thing out? Well, where my soundtrack at? Hold up. Where y'all trying to figure this out? I don't even know what I did with it. What the world? I may have moved it around. Oh, it's hidden. It's right here. I'm jamming some music for y'all real quick. While y'all trying to figure it out, y'all go. So you better pick up a female caller with this music. PMP, bro. Yeah, that hook is fire though, ain't it? That hook is fire, huh? All right, I'm just ready to open up the panel, y'all. Okay, I'm ready to open it up right now for y'all. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna give y'all the link. Y'all can want to come up. All right, the link is dropped. Y'all could come up now. While y'all coming into Urban's house, there are a couple of things that I have to let y'all know. All right. First of all, if I don't know you, no hard feelings. More likely, I will not invite you up unless I know who you are. All right. No hard feelings. It is what it is, because we got so many people who will click on this StreamYard link and they'll try to palm bomb you and all the other dumb stuff, right? So no hard feelings. If I really don't know you, I don't know your intentions, and plus I see that you have not been providing dialogue in the chat within the conversation that we're talking about. More likely, I'm not going to invite you up, okay? I don't care how long you wait or whatever. I'm not going to do it. I'm just being real about it, all right? Another one, house rule too, is that since I'm being cheap right now, I don't have the pro version of StreamYard, okay? So the maximum people that could come up to the panel is 6, all right? So after 6, nobody else can come up unless I drop somebody. So just letting y'all know that the house rules, all right? Then, of course, y'all know when you come up, you be respectable and all the stuff there too, all right? So that's that. That is that. So we first get ready to get into this panel portion of the show. Once again, I appreciate everyone who's tuning in right now. Let me switch it around. I already got Miss Wilson. She's in here right now. She's ready for the conversation. We got PNP. He's jumping in here right now. Appreciate y'all. We're finna get ready to have this conversation. All right. So let me go ahead and invite them up. All right. Can y'all hear me? It will work if I invite myself on the stream. Duh. Now can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
me.
you. Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Hi there.
Hello. Welcome.
PMP.
Okay, Sean, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
All right,
let's get into this.
Yeah, let's dive into it. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna put y'all like this. Then I'll be going back and forth trying to monitor this and see if anybody else wants to join too, right? But welcome. Let's go ahead and get into this. So far, how do y'all feel about the topic today about parental alienation?
To be honest, it's a topic that's not discussed often, and it needs to be, because this happens, in my opinion, it happens too often. And it could be, as you mentioned, something that is overt and something that is obvious. And there's times where it can be so subtle that some people might not even realize that it's happening. They might not be able to even figure out that it's actually parental alienation, right? Just to give you an example, if one parent becomes the friend to the child and pretty much leaves the other parent to be the disciplinary parent, that's also a form of parental alienation, because pretty much what happens is that the child is going to associate one parent with the fun parent, the loving parent. They have that experience with them, whereas the other parent is the mean parent, the parent that is no fun, and they're going to have a negative view on that particular parent. That's going to cause a lot of strain within that relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's all because one parent will decide that they don't want to be the parent that says no. They don't want to be the parent that teaches through discipline. They want to be the friend, right? And then the other parents, they feel like they have no choice but to step into the role of being disciplinary, being the teacher, being the parent that's actually going to instill certain values that you want your child to have. And you're almost tricked into being that role, not realizing that eventually your child will look at you in a certain way, like you're just a killjoy, or a situation where your child might resent you, right? So it's something so subtle like that you won't even realize that's parental alienation.
Yeah, true. What do you think, Miss Wilson?
I think that was a great example. And I was honestly kind of going through my Rolodex as an in-home therapist, and he's right on point. And what we had to help both families and effectively co-parent is learn to really get along themselves, right? It kind of goes to that scorn woman, as as you had mentioned earlier, and we don't think about it like that, where it's kind of good cop, bad cop. And what we try to help both parents understand is basically what happens when he's out. You're going to have to handle it, or you're going to wait until he gets here. For behavior modification, of course, this is what you, Urban, you're familiar, the consistency, the immediacy, and the frequency of addressing that inappropriate behavior, right?
Absolutely.
So, just what you were saying, PMP, great example. And that is very much in lines of the alienation.
Here's another thing too, is that I was being told at one point in time that instead of me, not only me being the fun parent, I'm more of the babysitter Instead of being a father, I was considered as a babysitter at one point in time. Oh, you just the babysitter. You just the babysitting parent. You know, you're not the real parent because I'm the parent. Because uh, through visitations, they're there more than they're there more with me than with you. So how do y'all feel about that concept?
Well, first of all, PMP, if I can begin to say, I apologize as a woman because that's something that we have no right to use our children or anything or anyone as pawns to attack because we're hurt. And I mean this sincerely. And you're not the first man that I've apologized to, and other women as well for some things that the men have done. That kind of works both ways. And unfortunately, you're not alone. And it really, for me, not just and for us as in-home therapists, Urban, we were able to work with the parents separately, the children, then the children, the parents, whatever was in the child's ecosystem, right? So we were able to have that individual kind of sessions that we could address those types of challenges. We call them barriers or challenges as to why it is okay to weaponize someone that you both loved at one time and loved each other to make that child. And having them to go back to a time where they liked each other, yes, that was a feat. However, I enjoyed that feat because it was a great thing for the child long term. And so again, it's unfair and it's coming from a broken place. And we not only do we have to do better, we can do better. And that's I just wanted to kind of share that with not just you, other men that are out there hearing this as well, and saying to the women that are out there, listen to what this man is saying. He's not the only one. We have the opportunity to show even our young boys how to resolve conflict. That we don't necessarily have to be under the same roof to love you unconditionally.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree. I
Hey,
agree.
tall stranger. Does like I say, I cannot see your comments or nothing. I don't know if at one point in time you had got blocked or whatever, but I've been looking, but I don't see you block on my end. So I cannot see your comments at all, but I know you're in the chat because you're conversing with PMP. So if you want to come up on the panel as well, just click on the StreamYard link and I invite you to come up here as well too. Just let me know that is you, bro, and you know we can have the conversation as well. All right.
I think he said that he's not able to click on the link today. I'm not sure,
Okay.
but okay, Sean, I accept your apology on behalf of all women. Um, and I agree with everything that you said. It's hard because uh, that experience that I've explained, that's what I've dealt with, and one of the hardest things for me to learn was that yes, you have to instill, because I have boys, so yes, you have to instill values, teach them morals, teach them responsibility, accountability, all those things, right? And none of those things are fun for a child, right? But it's necessary that they learn these things at a young age, right? Chores, stuff like that, right? Now, in a regular household, it's easier as the father to do it because there's the backing, the emotional backing and support from the mother, right, or the wife or the partner, whoever it is. You'll have that emotional support. So even though the son might not like it initially, they're getting the cues from the mother, and they understand. Okay, I might not like it, but this is necessary, and there's a reason that my father's teaching me this, right? But when there's a separation and the parents no longer work together, there's that absence, and that's the challenge that a single father has to deal with, and that's something that I had to. I'm still learning, right? But something that I had to learn, and what I'm finding is that there are activities uh, that is engaging, that is fun, that is something that is highly stimulating for boys that I could get involved with them in. that is more on a male side as opposed to what the mother could do with them, where I could own that experience with them, and then teach them through those experiences or through those activities, right? Like I'll take my kids go karting. We go to a batting cage. We go to like Marvel stuff. So I'm doing things that the mother might not have an interest in doing, and I can own those activities so that they associate those things with me, and it's a feel good, positive, and lighthearted experience that they attribute to me and being with their father, right? And that makes it easier for me to instill certain values through those activities, and they're more receptive to those things as well too. So I find, even though the mother might want to be a friend to them, don't let her take all of that away from you. You could still own that part. You could still find other ways to have fun with your children. Don't never let the other parent take all of that and own
And if
all of
I
that
can
for
try to say,
themselves.
PMP,
Yep.
that's where we have to, as women, as women, right? We are the ones that birth the life into this physical realm.
Mhm.
Oh,
You still there?
you still there?
I'm sorry, I didn't even move. I apologize, guys. We're having some inclement weather situations up here in North Carolina, so forgive me. I apologize because I didn't move uh, at all. Um, but we as women, we have to understand, just when we saw that baby, right, when it first came out, that type of unconditional love, protection, security, and wanting the child to have everything that they could possibly need to flourish, right? That goes along with that. That is included. Those are quality moments. Those are priceless moments. That's something that you can instill with your children, and your children instill in their children. And it is our responsibility as truly the nurturers, to be quite honest, to, instead of taking it personal that it didn't work out, to put that to the side. Literally, we have learned as women to compartmentalize so many other things. This should be no exception. This, as a matter of fact, should be the primary exception, that we can come within ourselves as the mothers that we are of the earth, of the world, to say, forget about the fact I don't like you know what, and you did what. My baby loves you. I loved you at one time. So I'm going to encourage this. And instead of you having to figure out how to call, what we're going to set up is, after we finish bedtime, every by 7:30, you can call, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And if you don't mind, no more than like 30 minutes so we can go to bed. That type of thing we can do.
Yeah.
We've done so many other things as women. We can definitely do that. We just have to tap into that pardon.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And
Hmm.
I wonder if it's because there's a competition, and the fears that they don't want the child to be drawn more to the father than the mother.
And not
I
only
don't
that,
know.
I believe that is a factor, and not just that. When, especially with boys, that whole mother son thing is an interesting dynamic. It really is. Where even though the boys between, let's say, 12 and about 16 or so, they are coming, as you guys know, you're coming into your own, figuring out stuff, but you're also feeling yourself too, and you don't really know what that means. So it's like all these different sensations. You don't really know what to do with them. I love you guys, but let's just be real about it. That's how boys are at that age. In saying, there is also a protective type of
Oh, you cut out.
some kind of way, and they don't want to hurt mom because you're not there, so mom is hurting from that, and they don't want to necessarily add to that. I'm not excusing, I'm saying we have to think about developmentally how the children may perceive things and therefore respond.
Yeah, I
Does that
can
make
see that
sense?
too. No, I
Hmm.
can see that as well. Absolutely.
No. Here's and let me just add on to you with that. You continue to be consistent, like you were sharing with Mr. Tall Stranger. As long as you're consistent, you have literally built the foundation. And if you are, then in time, hopefully, the child would not be so biased, right? And prejudiced against whomever that they would think about some of those good times that they had with you and be like, you know what? I'm old now. I'm older now. I can go and see, and if I got to cuss him out, I got to cuss out. Whatever the case may be, I need to find out. And with if the consistency remains, then chances are that he or she may do that, as opposed to just feeling so withdrawn, as Urban was sharing earlier, where you get on the defense because you're hurt. You want this is your seed. You want to spend time with your seed. It makes sense to totally makes sense to me, and it also makes sense to the woman scorned as well. It's just she's in her feelings. And as a woman, we have to be real about it. And the women that are here, I hope you don't bash me, but we have to be real. But we have to have this kind of dialogue so our children don't continue to suffer, right? So, with that being said, it is really up to us as women to make it where you all are, you want to engage, where you want to proactively engage. And it takes both, but it takes us to be real with why we feel the way we feel. And let me just say, you all, I've worked on the other end now, where the father has had these types of behaviors, and I've shared the same things with him as well, with them as well. So it does work both ways. But like Dr. Moody was saying, the primary caregiver is usually the woman. So of course those rates will be high with the child support and this, that, and the third. And I was very impressed with her saying that bias. I mean, not a bias, but putting that in there, because that's a very important when you're doing research, to be very neutral, very objective. So she added that in there, and I was very impressed with her sharing that as well. With that being said, it's more of us, we as women, we have more opportunities to show not only our young, our sons or our daughters how to resolve conflict, but also how to, you know, uh, proactively love one another in a different way,
Yeah.
but still love one another.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree with that. I agree. I agree with everything both of y'all saying so far. It's really good conversation, really good dialogue. One thing that I do want to piggyback on PNP about when he was talking about like the fun pairing and all the stuff there, that it have to be some guidelines behind it. Through my experience, um, I believe that things have to have a balance. So let's say, for example, that I'm the fun father, right? So by me being the fun father, the balance through the law of nature, through the law of universe, is that ideally the mom have to be the more of the authoritarian parent, correct? Ideally. So, but eventually, what's going to end up happening is that it's going to become a situation where me being as the firm parent is going to be challenged, because
Yep.
uh, the child is going to start visualizing not me as a father, but as more of a friend figure, and so
Yep.
they're going to lose that boundary. So one day they'll just say something off the blue, that they'll say something to their friends, then you're gonna look at them crazy, like what the hell? Like, I'm not your father. Why you don't say things to me like that? So the reason why I'm saying this, because I have experienced that before. I learned that that it have to be a balance within that. Even within myself, have to be a balance between being, the quote unquote firm parent, and also be the authoritarian, because they need normally that type of fun that just know that life is good, but also the authoritarian part where, I'm teaching them lessons, as PNP was saying too. Like he was saying, he relate life lessons through the experiences that they share together, like, going to the movies or doing any activity that they're very interested in. But however, the mother's not too much interested in it. So this something that I had to do as well too, is that it feels like any type of activities that I know that the children is very excited into doing, um, I will do the activity right, but at the same time, I will encourage my children to share their experience, with their mom. Not in a way to, like brag about it or anything like that, but to share their experience so they can encourage their mom to also participate there whenever they're with her. So it's not only they sharing their experience with me, which is fine, but they also could share their experience with their mom as well. But it's gonna be up to their mom to want to be interested in it. But not nine times out of ten, um, mothers is nurturing anyway with their children. So if their child say that they having a fun experience with their father and they really passionate about it, nine times out of ten, that mom is going to want to replicate that same type of experience too because they want to experience that type of emotional response as well. Am
Yep.
I right, Miss Wilson?
Great point. Great point, Irvin. Hmm. And at least I would hope so. We want to see, look at the moms want to see a smile on their babies' faces.
Hmm.
They don't see them cry for no reason whatsoever. So I'm gonna go with that. At least that's what they told me.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So yeah, absolutely. She gonna want to share the same experience with the children too. So I mean, that's fine. But overall, the whole stem of things that it have to be certain boundaries. So it have to be boundaries with your children. It has to be boundaries with the child mother too. Um, and once when you learn about the boundaries and you learn about the triggers, as I was stating about earlier, 60% of the alienation situations will be gone, and all you got to do is worry about the remainder of the 40%, which that deals with legal matters.
Yep.
Yeah, and as you were speaking on that earlier, I was just like exactly because it's really about and I've shared this with my brothers on this. I hang out with everybody. I really do, and I learn a lot from everybody. And a lot of the conversations that me and my people and my boys on the street have had about this kind of what we know now is parental alienation, right?
Hmm.
And I'm sharing these things is kind of what you're saying and what Dr. Moody was sharing as well, and kind of giving them ways to navigate through the system because the thing about it is that if my thing is with few of them is some of them were already in the system for child support, then go on and I'll go with you. Let's go and get you a guardian ad litem. Well, what's that, Keyshawn? That explains kind of like an advocate for both of y'all. They're very neutral. It's really about the kid.
Absolutely.
That's the whole thing. It ain't got nothing to do with y'all. It got everything to do with the kid. So what they try to do is basically get y'all to mediate. So and then they're like, "What's that?" I'm like, "My bad," because then I have to think. It's like get y'all together that y'all don't beat each other up and have a conversation about the best thing for your kid. Okay, great, Keyshawn, I hear you. And those are the things that we don't really talk about or we don't really have a platform unless we're in a professional setting. And I found that to be the case just in my personal and professional experiences. That's something that kind of falls on us as well as in our profession, Urban. We
Hmm.
have a responsibility as well. We have to figure out a way to network that so that we can have like a hub for those types of resources that they can really just talk with us. They don't have to feel no kind of way. That we can help them kind of navigate just the basics because, like you were saying earlier, every state is different. They have certain what we
Absolutely.
call idiosyncrasies, so we have to know that. But for the most part, they're pretty much some of the similar kind of laws or policies. So that's kind of where I don't know. I still go back to all of us, being able to be on the offense, both sides, especially men, because men are expected to have that aggressive type of tendency. And if
Hmm.
you're expected to do that, do just the opposite because it does deflate our balloon as women. It does because we don't have an audience. You're not giving us what we want. So
Exactly.
what? So then it puts us like, what the? He must got somebody. And then we try to mess with you again. And it's like,
Hmm.
nope, that didn't work. What the? No, he ain't messing nobody. I think that's, well, okay then. And then you'll do that 3 or 4 times. And at that fifth time, it's like, you want to talk to your daddy. you know?
Yep.
And
Yep.
then and
Yep.
then it starts from there. And so now, by the indirect modification of your behavior, you've modified our behavior. And again, who benefits? The child. The child.
Hmm. Absolutely. You know what? I want to I want to share this with y'all, and I'm gonna make this public. Um, I know I'm probably gonna get criticized for saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway because it ended up being effective. Right. So there was a situation where one of my child's mothers, right, she was being very uncooperative. I mean, extremely uncooperative. So it got to the point where it became so toxic that it was affecting me mentally and also affecting me spiritually. So I said enough is enough. I got tired of it. So what I end up doing, and I'm not kidding you not on PMP, what I ended up doing was this. Um, I had cut off all communications from her. I cut off all communications from our children for a month. And I stated the reason before I did it too. I stated the reason like, hey, we're not getting along. I'm not here to go back and forth with you, to argue with you, or if you don't agree, disagree, whatever. All I'm concerned about is what's for the best interest for our children, period. And that's for us to be functioning together as co-parents. That's all that matters, period. So if you don't understand that and you continue trying to be toxic, you continue to try to be manipulative and controlling, there I have options too. And the option that I'm going to do is that I'm going to cut off communication with not only you but with our children, because I see that you're using our children to manipulate and weaponize the situation. So I'm going to disarm you on that to show you and prove to you that I don't need that at all. Period. I could just simply wait until my children turn 18 years old or however the age and spend time with my children. Then it's no problem for me to do that. So that's what I did. Cut her off for a month. She was sending me messages. Why you not talking to them? Why you not want to communicate? She even got to the point where she was even having my own children calling me, texting me, emailing me, everything, just so she could get that line of communication back. Then, furthermore, what ended up happening is that she started realizing the effect that it was having on the children. Not the effect it was having on her, but the effect it was having on the children. And so it made her start feeling some type of way, and it started making her reevaluate um, everything that was going on between me and her. Then eventually, she ended up reaching out to me and said, "Hey, let us just try out this co-parent thing and just see how it works." And from there, we haven't had no issues since then.
That's
I
good.
kid,
That's good.
I kid you not,
Exactly.
but it's hard for a man to come to that point, especially when you'd have been there for your children. You didn't watch your children being born. You was at the hospital watching your children being born. You was up late at nights along with their mother, or changing diapers and burping
Yep.
them. You reading them a bedtime story. You tucking them in. You there for their activities and also just like the mom too. And it's hard for a man to cut all that line of communication off with their children like that. It's very hard on them. But sometimes it's called a necessary evil. You know what I'm saying? Where you just have to do what is necessary to get the end results. And so that's the reason why I'm sharing this story, because it may be men who are dealing with that right now, dealing with this same scenario right now, and they're trying to figure it out, and it's driving them crazy. So they thinking that I'm just gonna stay in this toxic situation. I'm gonna go back and forth with her. As long as I get to talk to my children barely, it's fine. No, it is not fine. That is not cool at all. You have options, just like she had options as well too, and that's one of the options that you can use.
That took a lot of
I agree.
strength on your end, Urban.
It did. It did.
I'm I'm not gonna even fake the funk. That took a lot of strength on your end. A lot of self control.
Absolutely. Absolutely, it did. Because like I say, it took, just like I stated earlier, it took for me to learn about myself and learn about the triggers, certain triggers that was happening and stuff. Then once when I started learning about it, um, I started becoming educated about it, and I started learning how to deal with it. And so it took a lot of restraint and everything for me to just to get to that point, where I was at, and I went on and did what I had to do. So it was what it was, you know. And from that point, it helped us out now, where we're now becoming more effective co-parents, where we know the boundaries and stuff. She know that there are certain boundaries in place. I know that there are certain boundaries in place, and we just go from there. And now this is for the best interest for our children. Period.
And there's a respect level that's there now because she understands the value that you brought to the table, where she might have not seen it before, right? But through the effects that it had on the children, she was able to see that the effects of when the father is absent, right? And
Absolutely.
then from right, so no, that's a ballsy move, and not all men are able to do that. Not all people, period, are able to do
Absolutely.
that, but it worked out, and you're right, it's the right response because I've been in that same situation as well too, where it's do I fight? Do I escalate matters
Hmm.
to try to get the result I'm looking for? But then you realize that, especially when it comes to men and women, just to be honest, a woman will always be able to escalate it further than a man. If you're
Absolutely.
if you're gonna play that game, you're gonna lose as a man. You're gonna lose. So you learn. For me, it was trial and error. You learn that okay, the best thing to do is to withdraw yourself and not even engage. And
Hmm.
from there, things 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 come to you, and you're able to actually work together and have some sort of a level-headed communication of sorts to get things done, right? But yeah, I agree with you. It's one of those things where as the man, you're never going to win that escalation battle, so the best thing to do is to disengage.
Absolutely. And one thing too that I want to add on to what you're saying, PMP, um, is not only learning to disengage, but also you have to learn to be strategic in the moves that you make. In other words, you're the one who's controlling the moves, the certain moves that you're making for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Um, there are some battles it is meant for you to fight. It is absolutely meant for you to fight. Sometimes we get it misconstrued where we say we disengage thing, meaning that nah, I'm just gonna let the baby mama do whatever it is just for peace purposes. You know what I'm saying? But I want to encourage as well that there are also some battles that are meant for you as a man to fight. You know what I'm saying? It is
Yeah,
meant, even though you fight that battle, even though it may seem like you done lost that battle or it may seem like you losing, it's meant for you to fight that battle for a reason, for several different reasons, several different scenarios. One of the biggest thing is because it's showing the child that you care about them and you're fighting on their behalf. And that's one thing that I learned through my own personal experience, especially dealing with family law and family court. The times where when I went to court, it wasn't to try to win a battle with her, but it was to prove to my children that I'm going to fight for them, regardless if I win or lose. I'm going to fight for them.
in a
Period.
fight. Yeah,
And
absolutely,
they're gonna
absolutely.
see that. They're gonna psychologically see that your dad, he's really for us. Even though he lost that battle, he's still there for us. Versus man, he didn't do nothing at all.
And that kind of falls into where I was going to speak on Kanye's situation with the video. Um, First of all, I'm proud of him. I am very proud of him to take control of his own narrative.
Absolutely.
He's quite rational, very logical, and loving. He just really wanted to spend time with his daughter. And I mean, if anybody has any kind of feelings, any kind, if they saw him, they felt that. I'm going to give us all that because we sent that out for Kanye. And I'm
Hmm.
hoping that this is a beginning of them learning how to effectively co-parent. The fact that he has the money and the affluence that he does, that he's able apparently to allegedly have a house across the street, that's
Yep.
actually an ideal situation for someone like me as an in-home therapist, because literally the consistency is on that end for the children, and then and they have nannies and things of that nature. It
Yes,
is
it's amazing.
beautiful
Yeah.
for them to have. Yeah, it has the potential to be so awesome. With that being said, it would behoove him to get an outside, not necessarily a guardian ad litem, but someone who has that type of mediation capacity to
Absolutely.
set, have them to set, not anyone else, just them two, and the guardian ad litem set a time. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This time, I'm going to be out of town doing this for this, because they have schedules and things of that nature, and they can do this if they just remain. Not they, Kanye, if he just remains calm as he
Hmm.
was in the video. We love Kanye, and ups and downs. We love him because he is real, regardless of what you may think, whatever. He speaks what's in his heart. He speaks
Absolutely.
whatever's
Yep.
going on. So we don't
Yep.
have to question if anybody is pulling his chains, or or in a sense, because everybody, we know everybody has a handle. Let's keep that real. We ain't that slow. However, when he has these breakthroughs, we know it's him. We know it's him. And so I'm hoping, and I'm sending it out, and I'm hoping we all are, that they are able to use this as a foundation, that they can show that they can effectively co-parent, and it works. That would be a great example of celebrities using their platform, right, to do something positive for
Absolutely.
little old Joes like us. So I just wanted to put that in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I totally agree on that. And at the same time, if me and Kanye were actually was real cool. We was like friends. We really know each other. I'll trust Kanye way more than I trust other people because he's very authentic and he does real. And I trust
Hmm.
people who are like that, who does absolutely themselves, one hundred
Yeah.
percent themselves instead of them being fake. You know what I'm saying? So that's like one of the major reasons why I really respect Kanye. I have no issue with him. I respect him. He's like one of my favorite artists. I love listening to his music. His music still be jamming to me. Dundo is one of the best produced albums that he'd put out besides that Christian album prior before that. So
You know what's interesting too? When you look at Kanye, you look at some of the pictures that you see with him and the kids. He's engaged with them,
hmm
right? He's not he doesn't come off as a guy that would pass his children off to his nannies, right? Because of course he could afford to do that, but he seems to be more hands on with his children, and
yeah,
that shows through the pictures and everything else that we've seen him communicate, right? So
Hmm.
you could tell that being at his daughter's birthday party is important. And the thing is, as I mentioned in the chat, it was the first birthday party as a separated couple, right? So the last thing you want to do is make the children feel that you've abandoned them more than just the absence from not even being in the same house anymore, right?
absolutely,
So these
Hmm.
are the moments that they remember, and they want to feel your presence. So it was definitely important for him to be there, right? And I'm glad that he actually took the steps to make sure that he was going to fight. He's going to fight for it because
hmm
there are men who would say, "Well, forget about it. I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna go take a fight. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna do other things." But he had the gall to go and fight to see his children, and sometimes not always the right move, right, given the situation, but at least he had the will to do it, and they were receptive somewhat as well too. So we should give them credit as well, because they it didn't seem there was any issues when he was there. So I'll give them credit as well too for that. But it's one of those things where sometimes, even if you're not in a relationship with the other person anymore, there still needs to be someone that has to lead at certain times. And what I found is that part of the reason why there was conflict that I was having, because although we weren't together, or because we weren't together, uh, the mother didn't want to take direction from me, even if the direction was beneficial to us and the children, right? It's almost hard because it's almost like we're back in a relationship when there is no relationship, so to speak, right? So that that transition is hard for both parents to realize, but sometimes you have to understand that okay, either the mother or the father has a position that should be followed by either parents to say, you know what, this is the right position to take for the children and follow suit. It doesn't mean you're giving up any autonomy on your own life now that you're single, but it's understanding that this decision that's being made is for the benefit of everyone involved, right? And it takes sometimes swallowing your pride, sometimes it takes a little bit of humbleness to
Hmm.
understand that, but I think if two parents could come to that agreement, then everything goes up from there, and it becomes a great co-parenting experience.
Absolutely. And
Absolutely.
absolutely. And I'm glad you mentioned that. So we segued into the final topic, which is talking about shared parenting. Let me start with you, Miss Wilson. How effective do you think on shared parenting is? Where you can want to do shared parenting, you don't have to go through the court systems, and y'all just really just figure it out on your own. How effective do you think that is versus going through the court system, establishing visitation orders, and different things like that?
Now, as you know, look, a humanistic psychologist, right? Of course, I want to go with the organic way. That I want to believe, ideally, that again, the mother and the father had some type of union. Even it could have been a one night stand. It was some type of connection that this child happened. That there was some type of don't beat me up love that took place for that seed to do what it did. With that being said, the reality of it, Urban, is that it really boils down to the individual parents. If you have both parents that are on the same accord, that really have that child's interest first and foremost, then yes, I am in sole support of no having no formal people parent and assist us in parenting our own children. They're our children, they're our mini me's, right? If it goes to a point where it's bitter, where there's too much adult stuff that makes it murky, then yes, I am in total support of getting someone else in there to be a fair advocate for those children.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Yep, sure do.
Absolutely.
Same question to you, PNP.
I, Keyshawn summed it up perfectly for me. You know, it's always best to do things in house and to come to an agreement amongst family. But if for whatever reason that's not something that can happen, then you go to a professional and you try to get it done that way. But the less you have those people in your business, the better.
Hmm.
But then it does take a level of maturity to make sure that, or and also respect of boundaries to get that done.
Yeah, absolutely, and I agree to that also. I believe that the family law and the family court system is there as a well, what's the best word, as a standalone to help assist if
Maybe a
the situ
backup.
yeah, if the situation is extreme, then they're there for that particular reason. But also, at the end of the day, it's still the parents' responsibility to be effective co-parents. It's for them to be well mature enough to understand that it's no longer about them or how the way they feel, but it's now about the best interest for their children. Period.
Yep.
Exactly.
But yep. So we're gonna pretty much end it on that note. Miss Wilson, PMP, I appreciate y'all coming up like usual to panel up with me and share y'all perspective and point of view.
Appreciate it, man. I love these conversations.
Likewise, likewise. I learning some new stuff, you all. And thank you all for again hearing a little feminine side too. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
see,
Keisha. I appreciate everything.
see, it's not that bad, y'all. Urban is not a villain. See, I only be talking about a certain type of women. I don't be talking about all women.
I know. I'm joshing you. I'm
That's my
joshing you.
disclaimer.
I'm joshing you. Oh, because we're manipulators. You're master manipulators.
Y'all
To say I
are.
didn't say all that, so you can say that, Irvin. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Y'all are master manipulators. See, even by you saying that, you was being manipulative, but in a good way.
Y'all are awesome. I love you all. Until next time. Thank you so much.
Until next time, appreciate it.
All right, take care. Peace.
All right, so once again, everybody, I appreciate you tuning in to the show. Let me get off interview mode here. Let me drop off myself too. Get back to main show mode. All right. Once again, everybody, I appreciate you tuning in. I hope everything that was being shared today, it you know what I'm saying, it helped you out. Which show I'm in? I'm in my wrong show. Let me switch this real quick. There we go. That's where I'm at. Once again, I appreciate everyone tuning in. I hope the things that was shared with you, that it will help you have a different perspective. It'll have you think differently about parental alienation, and also I hope that the things that not only I share with you, but PMP and Miss Wilson that they share, that will help you to better navigate yourself if you're dealing with any type of parental alienation. Now, if you are dealing with parental alienation, there are many advocacy agencies that are out there. Check with your state to look up different advocacy. Normally, if you just do a simple Google search, you Google search Father's Right Initiative for Advocacy. Normally it'll pop up on no matter what state you at, because they're located just about in every state, every country, just about all over the world. So you can just Google that up, and they'll give you some guidance. Go to them, get guidance, support. They'll give you resources and everything, so you can equip yourself with the intelligence that you need, so you can so you can handle parental alienation, so you can work on being the best co-parent as possible with your children. All right. So until next time, everybody, I appreciate everyone that was tuned in. I appreciate all the likes that I got today. I appreciate the thumbs down as well too. I appreciate all of that as well too. I appreciate people who sharing me out too. PMP, he was up here. Make sure you go and check out his channel. It's called Part of My Presence. He is on YouTube. Go ahead and check him out. The guy in the chat, Tall Stranger, he also have a Facebook channel. Not Facebook, but he also have a YouTube channel as well. Go ahead and check out his channel as well. Earlier we had Joy Chit Chat in here. We have Money Boy Trainer. Go ahead, check out that channel, The Toxic Masculinity Show. Enjoy Chit Chat. I believe Miss Faith, she was in here as well. She has a channel as well. Check out her channel. Check out her husband on JJ channel as well. What's his? I don't forgot y'all channel. It been a long day, y'all. It been a long day. Sorry, JJ. If you're looking at this, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. My mind and lost track of what's the name of your channel, bro. I think it's the Joker, something like that. Joker show, something like that. But it's been a long day, bro. But yeah, go ahead and check out all these content creators channels. If you're interested in different content, go ahead and check out their channels as well too. Okay. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. Tune in with me. What is tomorrow? Thursday. Thursday. What I'm gonna do Thursday? I don't know, but I know for sure Friday. On Friday, I will have a lunchtime conversation episode. All right. So tune in to me with my lunchtime conversation episode on Friday. I know for sure I'm gonna have a lunchtime conversation episode on Friday. So tune in to my lunchtime conversation episode. What I'm gonna be talking about on my lunchtime conversation, I'm going to go back and revisit what I was talking about earlier in my motivational Monday when I was talking about Dr. Martin Luther King, and I'm gonna talk again about this racism as well too, to let y'all know and inform y'all that we're living in a time now where racism is no longer is existing, not the way that you think it is. All right, so I'm going to share with you my perspective about that on my lunchtime conversation topic on Friday. All right, so tune into that. Like always, y'all continue to fight fate with faith, and I'll see you again on the next episode. Peace out.